What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tony TV, and it's time for the takeover. So we got a new review I'm finna start up for you guys. This one is the Challenge All-Stars Season 2, which is on Paramount Plus. So I know everybody might not have access to that, so I'm gonna try to be a little more detailed in these reviews to give you like a better idea of what's going on in the house and the players and all that kind of stuff or whatever. But since this being just the first episode, not too much really happened. So I'm gonna kind of give you my predictions and my assumptions of how the season might go. And also I'm gonna talk about a little bit of what did happen tonight and what we can hopefully plan for throughout the season. So for those of you that may not know, Challenge All-Stars is on Paramount Plus because it was started up by Mark Long, who is a OG challenger, and he pretty much just wanted to reunite old challengers that don't compete as much anymore. A lot of them is about in their late 30s, 40s, maybe 50s. They've been out of the game for a while, so this is like bring them back, give them another chance, a shot at redemption, to either finally win a challenge, get further in the game, win another challenge, whatever the case may be. Bring them all back in the house and give them the opportunity to do so. So we're gonna get into pretty much this episode. All we really got is the daily challenge, that they finally had their first daily challenge. I'm not gonna go through and tell you everybody in the house because I don't know everybody in the house. There's a few players that I do know, and I'll talk about them a little bit as I go through the review. So when they get to the daily challenge, TJ tells them that this season there's going to be two winners, one male and one female, and that the cash prize is $500,000. And then he tells them that for the daily challenges, they may compete in teams, pairs, or individuals. It just depends on the week and what the challenge may be. And then that when they make these teams or pairs, they get to choose them, so it won't be a random draw or anything like that. So it's up to them to pretty much decide their fate. Hopefully they do well. So this challenge that they're doing this week, it will be in pairs, so everybody gets to pick their own partner, so they go through that whole process. So the challenge this week is called Boarding Party. So with this challenge, they have to transfer from one boat to another, grab a skull, and walk across or get across a beam however they may. Get across a beam, and then they have to dunk their skull into a basket, and the fastest team to do so wins, or the fastest pair to do so wins. So, you know, doesn't sound too bad. So the teams are going. The first team to go is Derek and Jody. Jody and Derek are both from Road Rules. They competed together back then. Derek's a 3-time champ. Jody has won. She was the first female challenger to ever win. They already coming in real hot. They're already champions. You know, they know a little something. They look physically fit. So I'm pretty sure they're going to do well. So they get in there. They get the job done. They do well. Then the teams are just all going back to back, everybody completing it. Only problem is right now when they get across the beam, they're not walking across the beam, they're like scooting and putting their stomach on it and like just crawling to get across. Cause apparently it's like flimsy, so obviously they don't want to fall off. So they, you know, they taking the safe route, which I do take the same thing. Whatever I gotta do to get across it, I'm gonna do to get across it. And that means I'm not standing up to walk across, then I'm not. Then you have Nehemiah and Ayanna, they go, except Ayanna falls into the water when she tries to get across the beam. Even though they was sitting down, my dog just wasn't holding on good enough, I guess. She ain't had the juice, I guess, at the moment. So at that point, all those teams are like, okay, we just have to at least get it all the way across and complete the challenge, and we won't go to elimination. Because in their minds, they're like, okay, becoming last, more likely going to elimination. That's how it normally is played. So everybody going, everybody completing it, everybody doing well. Then Casey, she goes to try to, you know, dunk her skull into the basket, and Tech is her partner. So Tech like, and she's a short girl, so she's like, I can't reach it. So Tech like, oh, I'm gonna help you. Tech try to like give her a push up, and it didn't work. So Casey fell, no skull. So now I'm just like, who's gonna go to elimination? We're not too sure at this point. But they got further than Ayanna, so I'm still. Then we find out from TJ that the winners was down to two teams that was split up by a second. So the two pairs that was split up by a second was Derek and Jody and Tina and Steve. And so at that point, we like, okay, it can go either way. Who knows? But of course, Jody and Derek, they pull out that dub already. So at this point, I feel like they already shown themselves to be physical and comp beasts, because y'all already competing really well together, and that might put a target on y'all back a little too early. So at this point, TJ tells them that the losers, which is Nehemiah and Ayanna, they're automatically going to elimination, and then that the winners have to choose 4 people to nominate to go into the elimination, because he says that elimination this season will be a double elimination. But yeah, so the winner nominates 4 people, and then at that point the rest of the house would vote to see who actually will go into elimination against the losers. So that's how the season is formatted thus far. That's all the information we know. Then within the house, you have, you know, all the competitors. Some people have relationships that they've kept intact over the years, and some people don't. Like, they haven't seen people in like 10 to maybe like 20 years, and so now they like reconnecting. You got some alliances that are already forming, like Jody and Derek, because they're both from Road Rules, same season, they're already clicked up. Then you have Janelle and Darrell, who are both from the Bay Area, so they like, oh, we already knew each other from back in the day, you know, out kicking it. So they cool, but they don't want anybody to know, which I think is smart. Like, you don't want to show your cards too early and show who you're aligned with already on day one. Keep that under wraps. Just know, like, look out for each other however you can and just call it a day. Then you have Jasmine, Janae, and Derek, who are all from the same season of Real War Cancun together. And so they're already coming in pretty much with a trio of an alliance. And I don't know if everybody even knows that they're from the same season, but if I did, I'll be looking out for that, because that's already built an alliance. They're going to look out for each other. They already got 3 numbers compared to everybody else. Like, you might be coming in there alone. A lot of people, some people don't even know who each other is for real, so they have a lot of politicking to do. Because, like, compared to, like, the challenge now on MTV, it's like, it's pretty much the same people come back every season, so you build relationships as the years go by. These people don't wait years without seeing each other, living their normal lives, not knowing nobody has going on, and now they're expected to come in this house and play together and build alliances and do all of that. And I don't know how well that's gonna work, to be honest. I feel like they're gonna figure it out as they go, but honestly, I feel like nobody's really coming into the house trusting anybody, because you don't know these people anymore. Whoever they were back then when you knew them may not be who they are now. And also the stakes are higher with everybody being so much older, having families, kids, wives, husbands, businesses. Like, it's a lot more you can gain from this opportunity compared to back then when they was like 20 years old, you know, still living reckless. So now the money means a lot more to them, so they're gonna really do whatever they gotta do to make sure they win, which they should. So I feel like people are gonna be a lot more cutthroat because it's a lot more on the line for them. So I feel like this is about to get crazier the further we get through the season. But y'all, that's pretty much, honestly, that was all the episode. We just got left off with the fact that there's gonna be 4 people getting nominated, and that was pretty much all they gave us. And then the episode was over, and I'm like, how we getting left on a big cliffhanger already? We don't even get at least 1 elimination in the first episode? Like, what the hell? But yes, I already feel like it's gonna be a good season just with who the cast is so far. Like, they got Brad in there. Brad's my dog. You know, he's one of the best challenges we've ever seen. He up there. He up there with the greats. He's a legend. You got Tech that came back. Tech's just a funny guy. Nehemiah's there. Derek. You got Janae, she came back. Janae did great last season on All-Star Season 1. And she came back this season looking like she's in better shape. So I feel like she's going to do pretty well. You got a bunch of people in the house. I don't know everybody's name, because so many people, I never actually watched their season when they competed. So this will be my first time seeing some people. And other people, like, it was a long time since I've seen them. So I'm trying to learn everybody again. But, you know, as we get further in throughout the reviews, I'm gonna know everybody by then. They got my boy Kohutta back. Haven't seen Kohutta in a very long time. I think it's been like 7 years since he done a challenge. I don't know. I'm just really excited for this one, because the season 37 MTV The Challenge, it's a little lackluster. But I feel like All Stars, it's gonna give me that OG feel once again, and I feel like it's gonna be a great season. But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up this review. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm pretty sure as the episodes keep rolling in on Thursdays, I'll have more to talk about, more we can comment on and discuss, and I'll see y'all then.